Alright, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the day we all been waiting for. We play DFS. There's a special love between the NBA and DFS players. Honestly, it's pretty much because you can predict 90% of what's going to happen. Like them other sports, anything can happen. But in basketball, you have more of an idea of how the game's going to go and who's going to do what. So that's why everybody loves NBA. Last night, um, Monday Night Showdown, because all week everyone was saying how Beasley's not in the lineup, Beasley lost his favor, Beasley hasn't been getting snaps, Beasley was in 30% of the plays. I said, heck, let me put a lineup with Beasley at captain. I had a lineup with Beasley, Allen, Derrick Henry, Diggs, the kicker Bass, and Singletary. I was coming in first place going into the fourth quarter, and I don't even know what happened. What happened? Let me see what happened. Oh, Derrick Henry happened. Derrick Henry, the lines with Derrick Henry at captain, and you had the rest of that lineup. Allen, Beasley, Diggs, Bass. You were in good shape. But I came in sixth place, 150.22 fantasy points to 155.02. So I lost by 5 points. But I had a game theory. I had an idea. I put it in motion, and we almost came out in first place. So that's fine. You can't win everything. You can't have takedowns every night, but you can sure come close. All right. However, whatever I won last night, I posted it on Instagram and Twitter, so you can take a look at my lineups if you have a little bit of free time. Other than that, we're gonna get into this opening day stuff. That's what we're about to do. So this this slate is pretty straightforward. You got four teams. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.5 stars. If you want to count Middleton and Holiday, one of them is half a star. But um, the way you're gonna win this slate, you got to pick the right. You got to get the right. You got to get the right stars that's gonna go for 60, 65, and you got to get the right bench players that's gonna go for 27, 28, 30, 32 fantasy points. That's how you're gonna win. I made lineups a few days ago. Fanduel refunded my money and canceled my lineup. Put new contests out and changed the prices of the players and said that it was a mistake. I mean, listen, I had no issues with Fanduel, especially whenever I had to reach out to someone. So I'm gonna honor, I'm gonna honor them that they made a mistake and leave it like that. But the prices were different when I originally made my lineups. But what are you gonna do? All right, let's start with Draftkings. You know what we do. So for me on Draftkings, because Curry has no other stars on his team, Curry's a lock. I actually have another opening night video. Um, so my my rosters might my rosters might change a little bit, but that's just because of starting line is confirmed, and like I said on FanDuel, this price changes. I'm not sure if this price changes on DraftKings either. Also, but these are going to be the final lineups unless we get some critical news before lock. All right, shooting guard expected to start Jordan Poole. He's too cheap. Remember my rule: don't roster anyone if you don't think they can give you 6 times the value. If they can give you, what is this, 5,000 times 6, If he could give you 30, if you know he could give you 30 points in your heart, you roster him. If you don't think he can, don't roster him. I got Middleton, 7,200. Giannis is a lock for me at 10K. He's too cheap. Starting center, Aldridge. Almost minimum, 3,900. I don't need much from Aldridge. I need 24 fantasy points from Aldridge. I'm sure he could do that. Now we going to the guard. I'm going to Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday will give you steals, blocks, rebounds, and if he scores, that's a plus. 7,000. I'm looking for 42 fantasy points from Drew Holiday. Can he give me that? Of course he can. I'm looking for about 44, 45 fantasy points from Middleton. Can he give me that? Of course he can. Another player starting on his team, way too cheap, Bruce Brown. Does a little bit of everything. Expect him to get a few more shots with no Kyrie. The only position here where I was about a bit hesitant as who to put as my last player. Kevin Looney will start, but I know for a fact Kevin Looney doesn't play all rotations. Last year, Kevin Looney, he started 34 games. He played 19 minutes a game. Only 4 points, 5.3 rebounds, 2 assists. Basically no steals, no blocks, 1 turnover. I don't know. In this utility spot, somebody's gonna have a good game. It could be Carmelo. It could be Millsap. It could be DeAndre Jordan, and it could be Dwight Howard. So you got to pick the right guy. This is crucial. You got to pick the right person. I favored Carmelo, but he could come out and miss all his shots. I want to say Millsap, but they could go ahead and play Claxton. So right now it's a toss-up between Carmelo and Millsap. However, I know Carmelo's going to get playing time. So right now I'm going to stick with Carmelo. If I hear any news that Millsap is going to get a set number of minutes or anything like that, then it's different. But until then, I'm going to play Carmelo. I know what I'm going to get. I was liking Rondo before, but it looked like Malik Monk is back, and they signed Avery. So I want to tread lightly, and I don't want to overthink it and play myself. But with this roster right here, Poole, Curry, Middleton, Giannis, Aldridge, Holiday, Bruce Brown, and Carmelo, it's not sexy, but these guys produce fantasy points and could pay off their salary, and that's what I'm looking for. If you could pay off your salary, I'm rostering you. Alright, enough of that. Let's jump to Fanduel. Fanduel, it's almost the same players. We're going to do Curry. We're going to do Poole for the obvious reasons. Holiday, Bruce Brown. Now, Bruce Brown is 5,000, 4,900. That means I need 30 fantasy points from Bruce Brown. Shooting guard. When you have these short slates, sometimes you have no choice but to get players that you don't feel comfortable with. But Patty Mills is 4,900. Kendrick Nunn. We got Joe Harris already. Malik Monk has the groin issue. Bembry, Pat Connaughton, Grayson Allen is starting. Avery Bradley should be playing. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I picked I picked Bruce Brown last night because I figured he was the best person available. And now that I'm looking at it, I still think that. So let's move on. Giannis 1100. Joe Harris is dirt cheap. Draymond's on a minutes restriction, but rebounds, blocks, steals, assists, he could get you where he needs to be, and he always plays good against LeBron James teams. So I'm not really worried about Draymond. Draymond, he plays 31 minutes a game. He played 31 minutes a game last year, so I don't know how much of a limit he's gonna be. We gotta listen for that news. If he's playing anything less than 30 minutes, I'm not gonna touch him. You need your players to be physically playing the game to get the fantasy points that they need. So if you think your player's going to play 10 less minutes and still produce, it doesn't always happen like that. And I'm not willing to take that chance on opening night. I'm not trying to take it L on opening night. So I'm going to wait for news on Draymond. If there's news on Draymond and I take him out, I'll put it in the chat. Draymond, 31 minutes a game, 7 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists, 1.7 steals, almost a block. That's in 31 minutes. So if he's playing 30 minutes, that's fine. Anything under 30 minutes, I'm not playing him. Because that's what he averaged last year, 31 minutes. So pay attention to news. This is not baseball. Don't set your lineups and leave. Pay attention to it. Alright. Now we got power forward. The next power forward spot. Let me just triple check the starting lineups again. So Blake Griffin isn't starting. So more than likely he's coming off the bench for Aldridge. But this is expected lineup. Now whoever starts out of Aldridge and Griffin, I want to play. Even if it's Millsap. Those three are almost 3 peas in a pod. Got Aldridge at 41, Millsap at 43, and Griffin at 52. So this is what I'm gonna do. We're waiting for starting lineups. More than likely it's gonna be Harden, Harris, Bruce Brown, Durant, and then one of Aldridge or Griffin. If they're gonna start Aldridge over Griffin after how well Griffin played last year, then I'm thinking that Aldridge is playing really, really well, and I'm gonna want me some Aldridge at 4,100. Once again, we gotta pay attention to news. Now at center, I don't trust Looney. Looney doesn't get that many rotations, and we have enough money. We have enough money for Griffin. So let's just see what's our other choices. When you're doing fantasy, you gotta do process of elimination. DeAndre is gonna start, but he might get 14 minutes. He might get JaVale McGee minutes. Start the first, start the third, and then share rotations with Howard and Anthony Davis. So the center spot on the Lakers, you gotta be very careful. I know they might look enticing, 4,000, but they're not gonna get that much run. Dwight Howard could pay off his ticket in 15 minutes. DeAndre Jordan could pay off his ticket in 15 minutes. Let's see what DeAndre Jordan did last year, just so you have an idea of what he could do in 15 minutes. DeAndre Jordan played 21 minutes, 7.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, 1.6 assists, 1.1 blocks. So that's 20. That's 21 minutes. He's not getting 21 minutes if AD plays center. If AD plays center, he's not getting 21 minutes. And he's not going to pay off this. He's not going to help me. So I'm going to stick to what I know. I know if Aldridge plays, he's getting 20 minutes. And I know that, and that means that Blake Griffin is going to play the rest of the 7 minutes. And Millsap's going to have to play power forward. But this is the thing with opening day. You gotta assume what you think is gonna happen. You gotta really get your game theory right, or you're gonna catch an L tonight. Claxton or Millsap, because now Griffin is a whole $1,000 extra, and he's not even starting. It makes me want to go to Dwight Howard, and he's gonna be playing 15 minutes also. We're gonna take Blake Griffin off the strength of what he did last year. And you can't really possibly think that they're gonna go walk away from that when he gave them a good run last year. Blake played 21 minutes, 10 points, 4.7 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 0.7 block, 0.7 steals, 0.5 blocks. That's in 21 minutes. So Blake Griffin is going to be the sixth man if he doesn't start. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 assists. We got to keep an eye on that Nets front court, but I'm okay with this right now for the time being until we get starting lineups. I have a feeling it might be reversed, but if Aldridge is starting, it's because he's playing very well. For them to start him over Griffin, and he is a natural center, power forward / center. Blake Griffin is really not. Blake Griffin is a power forward, so that could be the reason. Let's listen to news, and stay on top of it. All right, we're gonna jump to Superdraft because we don't neglect anyone here. We're all a team. My Superdraft people. I already had a team. I have a team. I got 2 teams already. So let's import like this one. So this one here, we got Bruce Brown, Curry, Harden, Durant, Giannis, LeBron, and Davis. Opening day, all eyes on them. Durant and Harden has no choice because everything goes through them. LeBron and AD, Westbrook could take over. We know that. But this is Superdraft. We're going by multipliers. 1.1 and a 1.15 those are great modifiers. Harden, 1.05, that's okay. He's going to have the ball in his hands. Curry, only star on his team. Bruce Brown, if he starts, 2 modifier. I like it. Let's look at the next one I had, because I'm going to be playing only these 2. So now we're going to go Harden, Holiday, 1.25. Curry, Giannis, LeBron, Middleton, 1.25, and AD. Those are my pool of players. That's the only pool I'm playing. Let me to triple check something. Draymond, I'm not playing with his minutes limit. Joe Harris only shoots, only scores. Dwight Howard 1.75. I don't like his minutes. Carmelo could go off. We know that. He's viable. Blake Griffin 1.8 if he starts. And Aldridge if he starts. But how much burn is Aldridge gonna get? 20 minutes. Like, how much is he gonna really play? We're not in San Antonio anymore. So these guys are in play. Millsap, Aldridge, and Griffin. but I don't think they're going to outscore Middleton, LeBron, or anybody else. They're not going to outscore them. So this is what it is. Harden, Holiday, Curry, Giannis, James, Middleton, AD. All right, guys. It's been a pleasure. Basketball is back. If you're new to this channel, we're printing money all season long. We already been printing money in NFL and MLB. We're going to print more money in NBA. If you join the team, great. If you don't, that's great also. Hit the bell. Subscribe. Thumbs up the video. Let YouTube know that we're here. Let's circulate this video to new members. Remember, the more DFS-minded people we get in our team, the better we all are. Because we all don't know everything. So we want to build a team. I'll be in the chat with updates. Look for someone named Philip in the chat. He always has updates early. We're going to be on top of it. And we're not taking L's tonight. We all cashing out tonight. It's been a pleasure. Good luck. Talk to you soon. Happy NBA Day. Arrivederci.